Hello everyone, welcome to another session. If I've got everything right, tomorrow will be Sunday, the 14th of February, and that means it's Valentine's Day. So I've got a bit of a theme going on here. Right, I thought we could make a lovely little Valentine's card for, well, everybody, because when you give a Valentine's card, traditionally, you don't sign it. The person you send it to is supposed to know who it's coming from. So, what do we need for our craft? Well, a pair of scissors. We're going to need some paper, at least 2 sheets of red paper, maybe a sheet of black. But if you're going to follow my advice, a piece of white paper, because we're going to create a template. We're going to need our pencil, we're going to need a ruler, we will need a glue stick. And what's this for? Well, to draw a shape. Sometimes we can use all kinds of surprising things to draw the shapes we want. What shape do we want this time? We want a heart. How do you draw a heart? Some people find it very difficult because it's got to be symmetrical. 2 sides have to be the same. Otherwise it just looks wonky, doesn't it? So here's an easy way to draw a heart. You need something around a coffee cup, a glass, a jam jar, whatever you've got, a round thing. You need your ruler, you need your pencil, and you need your bit of white paper. So, what I do is you need to fold it. So, we're going to fold this side to reach this side, coming to a pointy end here. Yeah? Very careful, because it's difficult to get the pointy end just right. Can you see what I'm doing there? So, get the pointy end first. Make sure my pointy end is really pointy, and then match up my 2 sides and fold. So I've folded this edge. So there's my folded paper like that. This folded edge will be the center of my heart. How do I know how big is a heart? I take my round shape, I put it so that it's on the pointy end, and I see it's about that far. And I move my round shape, and I see it's about that far. So it's twice my round shape. You can make it any proportion you like, but I found this worked for me. Now I shift my glass where I made my mark on the paper. I need to move this down a bit so you can see it. And I put my glass so that the halfway mark through the center of my glass is at that mark that I made, and I scribe a circle. Now it looks like this. I want that end, the pointy end, to be the tip of my heart. So I now need a ruler, and my ruler will connect the widest bit of the circle I've drawn with the pointy end. Here we go. And ready, steady. And there I have half a heart. Now, that side is a bit severe. It's too straight. So what you can do, using your straight line as a guide, I'm going to pull this over so you can see what I'm doing. Put your hand down and put your pencil where that curve is, and see if it reaches there. So, and then rest the heel of your hand on the table so you can scribe a segment of a circle. Big words, little meaning. It's just to make your heart that little bit rounder. So, and you draw your line until you're happy with it. And for our next trick, we cut that out. Now you can make your heart as tall or as dumpy as you like. I've got all kinds of hearts at the back here that I made in different ways. Mine tend to be a little bit dumpy because I like fat hearts. Fat hearts full of love. Maybe if I feel my heart is too long, I can just snip the end off. So that's my template drawn, and if I open it up, I have a heart. So, what do we need for our card? We need 3 hearts. We have to cut 3 of our hearts out of the red paper. What else do we need? We're going to need a smaller heart down here. How do we make that? Well, we use our card again and our paper, and we fold it in half, and we find the pointy end again. Now, those of you that know me will realize I am quite a parsimonious person when it comes to my craft materials. What does parsimonious mean? It means someone that's quite stingy with what they use. Because I don't have very much, so I have to be careful how I use it. So I marry up the pointy end with my heart with the pointy end there. And now I can draw another little heart. And because it's small, I'm just taking a fat chance and doing it freehand. Just like that. I just made a round shape. And now I cut it out. And I have a small heart that will now fit onto my big heart, like that. See that? Now, why have I done that? This shape needs to be black. This shape, I need 3 red ones. Okay? And what are we going to do with the 3 red ones? Oh, wait a minute. Before we go there, we're going to need 2 eyes and some dots. Now, you can cut them, make smaller hearts like this, and use it as a template and cut them out of your black paper. Or you can be like me. I just drew mine. I used my heart shape to do the outline, and I colored it in with my black pen. So you don't need black paper if you're going to draw your bits. And then you cut them all out. I just made little heart shapes because I'm funny like that. You can make dots. You can make circles, you can make heart shapes, just what you like. And draw 2 big eyes. So, put our snips away because we might need some of the offcuts later. What have I done? I've used my templates that I've made, and I have cut for myself my 3 heart shapes. Now, I need 1 heart shape needs to stay flat. 1 heart shape, or the other 2, need to fold in half. So, here we go. Just make sure the pointy end matches. Of course, what you can do is you can fold your red paper and just draw half a heart, and when you cut it out, it's just perfect. I opened mine up, so it's not just quite perfect, but it'll be, you can always snip off a little bit if it's too much. And I need to fold my second one. So now I have 2 half hearts and a whole one. So next we use our glue and we glue our half a heart onto our whole heart, like that. Oh, make sure the pointy end lines up properly, otherwise you'll have trouble. Pointy end must line up. There we go. So now I have that. And I do the same with my other heart. And don't put the glue on the same side. You have to make sure that you put the glue in the correct place. Otherwise your card won't work. So, here we go again. You don't need that much glue. Not really. But if you want it to be strong, maybe. So, now I bring my second heart right up to the first one so that it joins properly in the center. And now I've got something that does that. Next, I cut out my big heart, and I've done that here. It's easier if we wait a bit. Wait a bit. We've cut our heart out. There's my heart. And I've cut some smaller hearts out because, as I said, I'm funny like that. I like the smaller hearts. Oh, when you can't see a thing I'm doing. And I've cut out the two eyes that I've drawn. You can use googly eyes if you want, but the paper is fairly flimsy, so I wouldn't do that. I would just cut them from paper. Now, if this is going to be our Valentine card, it's going to need a message. And I think we need to write in here. So we open up our first side and we can say, I love, oh, we want some curly writing. Love, woo. Any way you want, fancy writing, plain writing, any way you want. You. I love you. And then we go in the other open side, we leave the middle where they join blank, the other side we can write be my, and in the long bit Valentine. That's a bit of a scribble. But, so we have, I love you, be my Valentine. It's a traditional message for a Valentine. Now we open our thing up again where our two hearts join. And we use our glue and a bit of scrap paper because I don't want to mess up my nice clean sheet. That might be used for something else because I am parsimonious. Sometimes one just can't be stingy with things. You have to splash a little bit. So I put my heart, my little black heart, at the bottom there. And I use my two eyes. Now, you have to be careful with your eyes. Unless the dot is in the center, if it's off center a little bit like this, you have to be careful how they point, because very quickly the two eyes can go cross-eyed and then it won't have the desired effect. It'll look a bit silly. So you have to be very careful how you stick your eyes on. I think I've done a good job there. What do you think? And then I have my little black hearts here, and I thought they could be my ladybird spots. And I think I'll put one here. And I'll put one there, because we're aiming for symmetry, remember? Symmetry means the same on both sides. And I'll put one there. glue on the front of it. And I'll put one there. And what do you think of that? Be my Valentine. Happy Valentine's Day, the message written inside. Just like that. Made another thing. I saw this on the internet. You can see amazing things on the internet. I made a yellow heart, a black heart, a yellow heart, a black heart. I made 2 eyes. I made an enormous white heart. I stuck the whole lot together. I made the little feelers and stuck a little heart on the end of that. And there's your Be My Valentine. So if you want to make a card like that, you're very welcome. I hope you've enjoyed it. This was just a very fast, very quick little thing to make. And I will see you next time for another craft. Have a happy Valentine's Day when it comes. Bye-bye.